Hey everyone, Lydia here. I'm going to be doing some real-time experiments to test out the new Altenew Shimmer Paste. Let's see how it goes. 7 tests for exploring relief paste functionality. Adhesion Test. I'm going to apply the paste to some paper, some wood, some fabric, and also a piece of acetate, and allow it to dry completely and see how well this does. Let's just grab one. This one is the rose gold. I keep that on just to keep things a little bit more airtight. We all know this one's going to work, right? Okay. Scrape it, scrape it, scrape it. I'm going to reuse that. So that's my cardstock one. We'll leave that to dry. Have some wood. Found some wood. Let's add some on. Oh, be careful. Okay, scrapey, scrapey, scrape.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to leave that over to the side to dry. Have some fabric. This is the Altenew fabric. Hopefully it's okay to use, but we're using it anyway. Okay. Oops. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'd have a bit of a squidge around the sides, but that's because I wasn't holding it properly, but it worked on there. And then I'm going to give it a go on the acetate, so that needs to dry as well. So just move that up. I've got squidge. I've got squidge on the back. Let's remove the squidge. I'm just making a mess now. Oh no. Okay. It's so slidey. Okay. There we go. So there's the acetate, and again I'm going to leave that to dry. Let's also take a look at the materials that I tried it on yesterday. Alright, so paper, completely fine. That has adhered completely, and you can see even when I roll that around, that is not going to peel off. So you can see that that is good to go there. Wood, I can't obviously roll this around, so it is nice and stuck there. I mean, you can pick at it if you wanted to with your nails to kind of take that off, but that is going to stay nice and firm on wood. The material that I tried, so the fabric, now this has adhered, and even if I roll that around, you can see that because it's malleable, it's not going to come off, but it has warped the material slightly. Now if you were to kind of pull this and mount it nice and flat, it's not going to matter, but if you did want to use this kind of just as is, you are going to get this kind of warped look around the kind of stuff that we have on there, the little paste, sorry. Alright, this is one that I was hoping that was going to work, but it didn't work completely. So this is acetate. So as you can see, it has stuck on there, and you can see that if you're going to use that as a shaker card, if you did that upside down, there is going to be no problem there whatsoever. The problem comes is when you kind of roll this, you can actually peel these pieces off. And there may be a way that you can use these again, maybe as seals, but as it goes, if you were to use this as a shade card, fine, it's good to go, as long as you keep that nice and straight and no one's going to pick at it. But if it is going to roll around and it is like the front of your card, it may cause problems with things peeling off. And as you can see, that one's peeling off there. So if you're going to keep your acetate nice and flat, as in you've got kind of secured it down into your card, I can't see there's going to be too much of a problem. But if you use it as a card front where you can kind of peel back, the pieces may fall off. Right. Mixing test. I'm going to see how well these mix together, and I'm also going to try and colour it with some of the alcohol ink that we have too. Okay, so I've got my white. This one's the pearl. I'm going to go in with, what's this one? Burnished Platinum. I'm trying to use different ones. Okay, so hopefully we can see that that's that colour. That's that colour. And then we can mix to get different colours. We can also take the pearl again. And I'm going to add some of this. I think that the mixing works perfectly well. You can definitely get varying shades and hues by adding different colours. Also, the alcohol ink really does work well with the pearl to add different colours to this, so you can really play around and create your own custom colours. Layering test. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add one kind of colour of the shimmer paste first. I'm going to let that dry. I will kind of try and heat set it a little bit, and then I'm going to add another one over the top. I wonder if we can speed up the drying time. Okay, it's touch dry. We'll add another layer over that. So it's translucent, so it, yeah. So as these are transparent, you can actually see the other paste underneath, and it will give you a varying different textures and really cool looks like this. Stenciling test. Now I have a really detailed stencil here. And as you can see, when I use this paste through the stencil, it works perfectly. And we can go in with that. Then I'll check the times on the... Oh. Okay. So like I said, this is a detailed stencil. There you go. Just look how crisp and clear those lines are. There is a little bit of a smudge, but I think that's because I just wasn't holding the stencil down properly. But this paste works perfectly with stencils, even detailed ones. I'm showing how to ombre with a stencil. This is going to be better with a thicker piece of cardstock. So I have that. And let's do an ombre with the lighter ones. Well, these kind of ones. All right.
do tend to get very messy with pastes. Okay. So there we go. So I've got my 3 colours down. And these are actually going to mix in between each other. So I'm just going to get this one nice. So that is 1. I'm going to do this one here. So probably should have used this shorter one for this one, but I'll get that in there. And then get this one in. Alright, and then we're just gonna scrape across. Try and not. You. And then this one. But up. And then when I lift this up, you should be able to see kind of ombre where it goes darker.
Tooling test. So now I'm going to use various different tools to add the shimmer paste. Palette knives are the go-to. So for adding through stencils, also for freehand, you can definitely use these to create your own kind of different things. Also, you can use your fingers. And I've also found that using a paintbrush with these works really well as well. To kind of clean off your paintbrush, all you're going to need to do is just run this under some water. Because these shimmer pastes are water-based, it will just clean off. So first up, we're just going to go in with a palette knife. Really easy to add. You can also kind of go in freehand to create different things with that. I have also used my fingers before. You can definitely use that, and that's going to give you a smoother kind of finish with that. And I've also done this before. You can also use a paintbrush if you so wish. You can do some leaves. But yeah. And you would just clean that off with water because it's water-based. Okay, so I am going to see if this kind of really does react with a heat tool. So you can use it really kind of softly and away from the paste itself to kind of speed up the drying time. But if you concentrate this in to the paste, it does kind of bubble and create a different texture. Now this is good if that's the texture that you want, but if you don't want this texture, I would recommend really kind of pulling that heat tool away from the paste when you are trying to dry it. Okay, you can see that it will start bubbling. So you can use the heat tool to kind of speed it up, but I wouldn't excessively use it because you can, unless you want this kind of bubble texture. Alright. Drying time test. I am going to add some of this fabulous new shimmer paste to a piece of cardstock in different thicknesses and see how long this takes to dry. This one is the brushed Pyrite. So let's do a really thin. Okay. There we can do something a little thicker, like with on a stencil.
And then something a little thicker. And then finally I'm going to do a massive blob. Okay. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to keep an eye on this throughout the day to see when it's dry, but we can give it a go. I'll show you the thickness of these now. So hopefully we can see this one's really thin. This one is the thickness of a stencil. This one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write the time and then I'll check. So start time 1:15. Okay. Nope. So we're not dry yet. I will leave it 15 minutes and come back in. Okay, we're coming back in for the drying. It's had 10 minutes. The thin part of that is dry. Oh, that's not dry yet. So I'm going to say this one, 10 mins. Okay, we'll come back. So start time it's had 20 minutes now. So 20 minutes. Yep. 20 minutes, that's dry. So that bit there, it was a little bit thicker. This one, yep. Still tacky. So I'll try again in 30 minutes. Okay. 30 minutes in. Okay, it's touch dry. So 30 minutes. Well, that one I'm going to leave a little bit longer. So let's take a look at the drying times that we had here. So this one here where we had that really thin area that was so close to the kind of paper, and then we have this other piece that was a little bit thicker. This piece here dried in 10 minutes. It was touch dry in 10 minutes. This, on the other hand, where it was a little bit thicker, was 20 minutes. Through the stencil that you can see that we have here, that took 30 minutes to dry till it was touch dry. Then we had a huge jump with the kind of times that these took. So for this one here that I added on by hand, that one took 3 hours. Now this one here, this one was really thick and that took 10 hours. So it depends on how thick that you put this on. Also, it's also going to affect it if it's sunny outside, if you are in a high kind of moisture or humidity area. Just keep a note of when it dries for you, but around about these times it should kind of dry for you. This one is going to be how to kind of add longevity to the paste. So once you have opened your pastes, the seal, the airtight seal's gone. So what you're going to need to do is kind of add a piece of cling wrap or even some press and seal like I have here, and that will kind of help your pastes stay fresher for a little bit longer. Alright, so there is that one. Lightest will be this one. I am going to use my palette knife. I'm just going to grab a bit and just add a swipe of that one there. Okay. Silvery and less goldy, but Oh, actually it looks better when I put it down. That was my silver. Okay, so that's my silver. And we're going to go with this one. Ooh, just look how gold that is. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
I really like that one. Okay, so I just have normal wipes. You can see just how quick and easy that was. Obviously, I would put that back in. This just seems to be a lot of waste. Ugh. Okay, and then on the stencil itself, so that's clean. But you can see that it will clean off your sticky mat as well if you get it quick. Don't let it dry. That's the trick, not to let it dry.
The swatches that I did, when they are dry, you can see how shiny they look, and they've all kept that texture, how thick that is there. So we have the pearl, the antique silver, brushed pyrite gold, rose gold, burnished platinum, and also the smoky quartz. So it's been so much fun going through these experiments with you. I love testing out the different features of the new products to make sure that I can maximize all of the benefits. I recommend trying out your own experiments at home to see how you can best use your Shimmer Relief Paste. If you haven't added the Shimmer Relief Paste to your collection yet, click on the link in the description to get started.
Hello crafters, Jen here. For more tips, techniques, tutorials, and to discover which paper crafting products are right for you, subscribe to Altenew's YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Thanks for watching!